vary. Java and C Sharp almost all same. So if you know Java, learning C Sharp, it will take hardly 2 to 3 days. And when it comes to Python, so for this particular Python, so hardly it takes about 3-4 days for this Python also, because if you learn Java, learning Python is very simple. So the core is really Java, so that it makes you to understand other programming language very easy. Now, integration of this particular OOPS is very stringent with Java and then C Sharp. Other language with the Python is also there, but there are a lot of workarounds and the differences are there. So we seen it, right? So this multiple inheritance. So the multiple inheritance will not support in Java, but in Python it will support. And in the polymorphism also, there are different, not only the method overloading, overriding, the concept of implementation in the Python is slightly different. But in the C Sharp and Java, almost 99% both are same. So why I'm saying this particular pointer here now is, so we have been covered, means because if you learn OOPS, so this with this particular OOPS concept, you can learn any other language very easily. And the most important factors for this one is this is very secured. Means it provides the security of the code. So how it will provide the security of the code? Actually, we didn't talk about the encapsulation and the abstraction. Even in the encapsulation and abstraction also, it provides the security. But in terms of inheritance in the polymorphism, can you say that how it will be provide the security?
Yes, sir. We can access the members of the class only. We cannot change the whatever the code present in the class in the inheritance concept. That is the security point we have discussed.
So we don't know the implementation of that.
See, now that is where we have the concept of abstractions, the interfaces. And we can't change the code, the original code. So we can create the objects, and then with this particular objects, you can change this one. So static and non-static implementation. So now in the non-static and static implementation, so you can create an object and you can change whatever the code you wanted, but the original code will be untouched. See, for example, I have 100 methods, and out of this particular 100 methods and the 100 variables I have been defined for this one. Now, when I go for this particular implementation, I created an object and I have been changed these methods and variables and everything. But my original code, means original class file, will not have any, means unchanged. Right? So this is the beauty of this one. So now whatever you wanted, you take the Xerox copy and you'll be working on that, but the original code would be untouched. It would be stayed like the same. So this is how we provide the security for this particular system. And the more important thing is the reusability. See, okay, in terms of inheritance and polymorphism, can we say that how we can do the reusability? By creating the methods itself, it's a reusability. But now what is the point of how the reusability will comes into the picture with the help of inheritance?
From parent, we are extending the class, child class. So whatever the properties, it will be acquiring the child class. So that in that way we can reuse that.
So the complete code of the parent class would be reused by the child class. No need to reiterate or repeat anything for this. With the help of this particular object relations or child and parent class relations, with this one, we can have a heavily used of reusability would be available for this. So there are lots and lots of advantages are there. I'll share you that particular article. So I'll share you that particular article where you can see on this. So now, as part of this particular polymorphism, inheritance, next we have two topics, which is called abstraction and then encapsulation. What do you mean by abstraction? What do you mean by abstract class?
Abstract classes are those which have abstract methods.
Then that is interface, right?
No, abstract classes have both abstract methods as well as general methods which have implemented methods.
See, this is one of the most important interview question. Hey, what is the difference between a class, abstract class, and an interface? So this will be all will be called as a concrete classes also. But still, what do you mean by a class? What is the basic difference between a class, abstract class, and an interface? Interfaces, all abstract methods, means just will have the declaration method. Declaration will have it. No method implementation would be there. Means all the abstract methods would be there, or unimplemented methods. In class, I have all implemented methods. No abstract methods would be there. Means method declaration done, method implementation done. Now, abstract class, combination of abstract methods and implemented methods, means both unimplemented methods and implemented methods. It always the abstract classes will have both the things, implemented and unimplemented methods. Classes will have only implemented methods. Interfaces will have only unimplemented methods. But whereas abstract class will have this both. This is called abstraction. What do you mean by abstraction? What do you mean by abstraction?
Prototype.
Hiding the
Hide-
functionality.
Hiding the
Implementation.
background details and showing only the essential details of the
Hiding implementation, showing the functionality.
See, for an example, now you have this particular calculator. So I have been given those particular values and square root I have been given for this one. Now I got the answer. This is the square root of this 2,13,430. If I haven't taken it, so this is the value which I'm getting it. Square root of this value is this. I'm seeing this particular implementation and then output where this has been calculated and then it given me this answer. That is really not required for me, right? Hiding the data from the user, which it is not required to him, and giving the accurate output to him is called him or her, is called abstraction. Hiding the data, which it is not relevant to them, but still the output is required. For example, you have your mobile phone. You're calling from your mobile phone to someone number, or you're texting some text message to someone. Now, do you see that how internally that particular mobile phone is working? Means what is your motherboard, and in the motherboard how the circuit diagram is there, and how this particular circuit diagram will take this particular call, and how it would be connecting to the network via this particular SIM card. So what would be the codes it will be having the SIM card if you're roaming around this one? Do you understand all these things? It is not really required for us. What we required, when I dialed a proper number, it should ring and then the call should go. When I text a particular message, it should go to this concerned person for the receiving that particular message. That is mandatory for me, or that is important for me. Internal things are not really required for me. So this is called abstraction. So we will let's take that particular examples in this abstraction. So how we achieve the abstraction? Will we use implements or will we use extents? What exactly will you do?
Interface. Implement.
What do you
It
mean by
must be
interface?
It must be inherited from a parent class.
So there we use the extents. Okay, so now you can see it, data abstraction. So now first of all, let me explain about this particular abstraction. What do you mean by abstraction? See now, the quality of dealing with the ideas rather than the events, not this exactly matching. So let me keep this one as data abstraction. Okay, if I given you this definitions, it might lead you to confusion. Okay, let me hold this. Okay, I'll give you that particular pointer later. So here, what it majorly the abstraction in Java is talks about it is the the data abstraction is a process of hiding certain details and showing only the essential information to the user. I told you, right? So this is what I told you. Now, what it is required to the user and what it is not required to the user. So the most important pointer. So that is where we have been started with the security. So now for the end user, what it is really important. So that particular information only we will be presenting to him. Not all the internal implementations will be showing to him. So how this would be happening for him. There are different levels of implementations and different levels of use we'll having it. But for the end user, what exactly he requires, that's the information only we will be presenting it back to him. So this is called the abstraction. It is like a data hiding from the end user, and whatever it is really required for him, presenting the required data to him is called the abstraction. So that is what the definition of the abstraction. So here it would be slightly changed because I'm defining with my own definition as with the understanding of the concept. So you also can define the same thing. So here also it was saying the same thing. The process of hiding certain details and showing only the essential information to the user is called abstraction. Now, abstraction can be achieved in two places. One is in abstract classes. So now that is where we have been defined the differences between the abstract class and the interfaces. So in interfaces, we will be having 100% abstraction, right? All methods are unimplemented. So this is 100% abstraction. But whereas in the abstract class, so we'll be having implemented plus unimplemented methods are there. Okay, can you guess, can we create an object for this? Can I create an object for interface?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
I don't know why you're taking this much of time to answer me, but still. Okay, can I create an object for a class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, can I create an object for the abstract class?
No, sir.
No, sir. Child class will create.
So because why? Okay, tell me the reason why we can't create the
Because it will have abstract methods which don't have the body.
absolutely.
But here we are.
So here the basic problem for this one is, so it will not have the accurate information. So whether we can have this particular unimplemented methods will be there, right? So now, as even though if it is an implemented methods, so for an example now, constructor can understand. Thanks. So a constructor can understand that, hey, I have these implemented methods which it takes 100 KB space. But when it is for unimplemented methods, I don't know how many methods, how much memory it required for this, right? So that it can't define that how much space I need to give when I created the object for this one. So that is the reason we can't create the object for the abstract classes. So only for a class, we can create an object. For abstract classes and for the interfaces, we can't create this particular object. Did you got it? Any questions?
Yes.
So here you need to understand one thing. So this abstraction, the concept of abstraction, where we can use it in the abstract classes and in the interfaces. We have been thoroughly seen that what is interface and how the methods, the abstract methods will be there. So those all things we have been discussed. So now in abstraction, we have two things. One is classes and methods. We have been achieved this one from the abstract methods, but not from the classes. Right? So abstract methods in the point of interfaces. Guys, please stop me. See, because this is the same concepts which we have been already discussed. So that's the reason I'm going with a little bit speed. So hope you would be understanding it. If you are getting stuck, you can stop me here. Now, abstract class. Already we have been discussed the point here. What do you meant by abstract class?
Class
We
which are
have
both
implemented.
abstract and normal methods.
Absolutely. So now abstract methods means here also already we have been discussed. What is abstract methods?
Do
Uh,
not
class
have
with
the
only
body unimplemented
Don't have
methods
the
without
body.
unimplemented and no declarations
Absolutely.
and installation.
So you would be having not having the implementation, but you could have the declaration for this one. Okay. Now this is the basic difference between an abstract class and an abstract method. So did you understand the differences between, so now what are the topics you need to understand in this? Okay. First topic is abstraction. What is meant by abstraction? This topic. Next one, abstraction class, abstraction method, and abstraction objects can we create. So these are the 4 topics which we discussed. See now, this is a basic we have been discussed. From where means from the OOPS concept, we have the 4 pillar, we have this abstraction. And then we have been discussed about what is abstraction. Then we have been discussed about abstract classes. Then we have been discussed about the abstract methods. Then we have been discussed about abstract objects. Any questions on this? On this particular 5 topics till now we have been discussed. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's see that how the, see now in the interfaces, see now for an example, if there is an abstract class, so how we have been implemented. So we have been taken the help of implementation keyword, and then we have been implemented that particular methods, right? This is for abstract methods. So how we have been done for the abstract methods? So what we have done, we have been taken the for the abstract methods, we use the implemented keyword, and with the help of a class, we have been implemented with this. So this is how these methods are implemented. Clear? That is what the interfaces we have been done. This step is clear.
Yes, sir.
Now here we, how it can be done as part of abstract classes. Abstract methods, I got the idea. We have been implemented. These particular unimplemented methods, implementing with the class. That is what the interface is, right? That is what we have been done.
Yes,
Guys,
sir.
if you are blank,
Yes,
then I
sir.
will be
Yes,
whether
sir.
I,
Yes, we are
yeah.
following.
So now here what we wanted to do, how we are doing it with the classes now. So with the methods, I know everything was. Now you tell me how we need to do with the classes. That is what the topic which we are going to discuss here. Okay, so let me create one particular see now it's already we have been discussed this particular pointer, right? So we can't create an object for this particular abstract class. Now how the definition of an abstract class would be there? See now this is how the definition of an abstract class, declaration of an particular abstract class. Now you need to see slightly we are getting into the implementation part. So slightly we are getting into this particular implementation class. Now what we are trying to do, if it is a class, how we will be trying to define? So you'll be saying that public class. Class name, what is a class name? For an example, A. Now this is how we will be defining it. Now if it is an interface, public interface, and you'll define this particular class. Now if it is an abstract class, so then you'll be defining it as public abstract class C. So this is how, means this is a syntax for defining a particular abstract class. So now if you see here, so this is how we have been defined this one. So now this is abstract class, and this is the name of that particular class. And now what we are trying to do is, this is the abstract method. We are defining that, boss, this is an abstract method. Abstract method means you'll not have any particular body for this one. So previously what we have done is, this is the syntax in this particular abstract class. In the abstract class, it need to be defined this. So now you simply, you remember in an interface how you defined a method.
Public.
So just we have been given that I have written in that in such a way that I have an interface. In the interface, I have, for an example, WebDriver. This is my WebDriver interface. Now, what I'll try to do, so I have been defined the methods public, whatever the things we should be writing it, and then I'll be writing the method name here, like open URL. So now I'm just closing it because I don't have the implementation. Same public void close URL. Now you see it, right? So this is how I have been defining the methods. But now when it comes to the abstract class, now what the difference in the syntax I have made? So here I added the abstraction. This is called the abstract class. And when we are implementing the methods also, here we'll be defining with this as a abstract methods. Because in this abstract class, the problem is here you will have implemented methods, unimplemented methods. So you need to explicitly mention that, hey, this is an abstract method. So that is what the syntax which it is shown here. You can see it, right? Public abstract void the method name, and we have been closed it. So now if you see that in the interfaces, the method declaration will not have this particular abstract. But whereas in this particular abstract class, it is mandatory that you need to give this. Now you see this particular method. For this particular method, I don't have this abstract because this is implemented method. So to show the differences in this one, it given certain regulations that, hey, when you're defining a particular method, if it is an abstract method defined with an abstract keyword. Now, these are all keywords, right? So this is a keyword, this is a keyword, this is a keyword. Now, whatever the things which you are seeing it in the blue color. So these all things are these are the things which it is called the keywords, right? So now with this particular keyword abstract, we are defining that this is an abstract method. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
what
sir.
the pointers we have been discussed. So I'll be writing here, guys. So I can implement this and then I can show it to you. But still, why I'm not doing is always for us from the abstraction point of view. Theoretically, if you understand, this is much more important, and practically also just a basic information you can know it. So we have been discussed about the basics. We have been discussed about what is meant by abstraction, and then we have been discussed about abstraction classes, and then we have been discussed about abstraction methods, and we have been discussed about the abstraction object, and then we have been discussed about the syntax of class and method. This is what we have been discussed now. Okay, now let me go back here. So that is what we have been done, right? So there is an abstract class. So we will be mentioning the abstract keyword in front of the class. In this particular abstraction class, I'll be having a method here, and which is abstract. I'll be creating this one as an abstract method. And when it comes to this particular method, this is an implemented method. So now this is the class which I have been created. So this is how we are creating this particular abstraction. Now I wanted to implement this one. Right, in the interfaces when I'm doing the implementation, what I have taken the help of another class. With the help of the another class, we are trying to do it. But whereas in this particular abstraction classes, so how it can be done is, for an example, so what they have been taken, this is as an animal, right? So with an animal, so they created the class and they created the subclasses, means they can create multiple subclasses also. Example, now you can create dog, cat, pig. So now here they have been created a class called pig, and then this pig has been extended from the animal. So now we have been extended this, and as soon as I extended this one, so now this is a normal class. This is a normal class. Class pig is a normal class. Now extending this particular animal, so now you can see that what is the sound of this particular pig do? So this do wee, right? So now that is what it was trying to print. Now, if I taken a class dog, extends animal, and then I can change that particular implementation from this particular animal song. It is a pig class, right? Now I taken the dog class. Now it will be implemented as the dog says bow bow, right? So that is how I can create that particular thing. And I can create a runner class. Via runner class, I can call this means when I created the particular object. So now for an example, I'll be creating the object of pig. Okay, I'm creating the object of pig, and I'm getting this particular method, animal sound, and the sleep method from the abstract, this particular animal abstract class. So now I'm able to get this both. How I'm able to get this particular sleep also here with this object?
We inherited a child class.
Because we extend.
This concept is there.
Inherited the parent class, not the child. This is the child class and this is a parent class. Now, as it is inherited, means we are inheriting that particular animal class. So that's the reason whatever the methods here will be getting over here, and then we'll be implementing. So this is the simplest implementation of implementation of the abstraction. Okay. So what I'll try to do is, so I didn't thought of implementing it and showing it to you, but to get more clarification understanding, I'll just try to do this implementation quickly so that you can understand on it. So now what else we have been discussed? We discussed the syntax, and we also discussed about how means the access and implementing the abstract methods from abstract classes. So this is what we have been done now, right? So on these particular 7 topics, any questions?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Let me take you through this, and then see now for sure at least once or twice you need to practice this one. So now it is very easy for you to understand why, because already you have been implemented very vigorously the inheritance. See, that is the reason I didn't talk this, but you tell me if I started with this particular abstraction, will you understand what is inheritance? Will you understand parent class? Or will you understand this particular abstract methods and implementations and all these things? Will you understand all? So that is the reason. So you need to understand that which we need to learn first. So that's the most important thing. So where, when, and which is most important to read now. So, okay, without making any delay, let me create a quick pointers for this. Okay, I created a package of abstraction. Now let me create one particular abstract class files. How I need to create an abstract class? So here I have the class, I have the interfaces and these things, right? Now how I need to create that?
Sir, we need to create the class first, then we need to define abstract class.
Let's see that. So let's give that abstract. We're not able to get this. See now here, I just try to see now I have direct class and interface, but I'm not able to get the abstract class directly. So how I need to do it? Is there anything directly? No. So now let me do that. I create a particular class. Okay. So I don't want it to use a public static void. So let me give this one as I'll say that data hiding. Okay. So now this is a basic class. Now I wanted to use this particular abstract. So this is how now an abstract class will be created. Simple, right? Now once I created this particular abstract class, now what I need to do it. So now I wanted to define a method, right? So here I wanted to create the method hiding, right? Okay, let me take this particular thing as mobile phone, so that it is easy, right? So that's the reason I was just taking this one. Okay. So now I'll have a method called camera. Okay. SYSO. Okay, I created one method. So now let me create another implemented method also. So now what is my another implemented method? I can do WhatsApp, right? So now I can say that this is from WhatsApp. Now, in future, okay, in future, I'll be implementing with the front light. Means because we have the flashlight nowadays, even for the few mobiles, even we have the front flashlight also, right? So now I'll do that. So why we use this particular abstraction? Just I'm trying to say it. Okay, this is a very actually when I was learning this example, it was taken by the tutor, so I just taken that one. So YouTube, I'm taking the same example. Black back flash. Okay. Okay, let me put that light. Okay, so now this I know that this we have this feature and I have the implementation, but some features may come in future, which I don't know. But I know that this may come. So those are the things which will be, because I know that this is a feature and this is the implementation. But some feature, it may come in future, but I don't know what is that. So now what I need to do, first of all, for an example, now I'll be changing this one to the front flashlight. This, see now, you need to understand why we will be doing this abstraction. Because I know these three things, it would be there. Right? So that is the reason I have been done the implementation. But this thing, I don't know now. I don't know the implementation of this now, but it may come in the future. So at that point of time, we'll be doing this one. Now what I'll try to do is, I'll take this particular abstract and then keep in front of this one. Why?
Because sir, we are
Okay.
implemented already.
What is the problem? So now what is the problem? So now what it was trying to say is, boss, you have been implemented. So now these are the things which you need to know it. So now what I need to do, I need to go for the next step. All the futuristic features which we will be getting it, like inbuilt mobile stand, and we will be having it foldable wrist band mobile. I'm just randomly creating it something. So now these are the futuristic things. I don't know. So now if you see here in this particular abstract class, now it have the implemented methods and unimplemented methods. Now in front of the class, I just mentioned this as an abstract class. And in front of a method, I'm mentioning this as an abstract. So when I define it as an abstract, so then the implementation of this will be not there. So this is how an abstract class would be defined. Abstraction is hiding something from the end user, which is not really required. Now, where you will be implementing this, or how you can be implementing this. Now, what I'll try to do is, let me create another class file. So in this particular class file, I'll be taking it for Samsung. Okay. So when I created this particular Samsung, now the Samsung extends, which it will be extending it. Mobile phones. It is trying to extend this particular mobile phone now. Now, what I wanted to do,
Implement the abstract method.
as soon as now you see it, if you have been taken any particular in the interfaces, you used to have this, right? When we have been done that implement means unimplemented methods, you used to have the unimplemented methods first. That's in interface implementations. But now in extending, for an example, now I have another class. Okay. So can I bring back this all methods into this class? Is it right? Why it is throwing me error?
Because we need to define abstract class.
So
In
class
normal
can't have
class,
the
In
yeah,
class,
in,
fine, this
it,
one.
yes. In
Okay.
normal class, we don't have abstract method.
So now I'll go to the Samsung and I'll give this one, extend this one, base mobile. See the error message gone. What you need to understand, if a class extending a class, there is no problem. But when we class extending an abstract class extending an abstract class. So first it need to implement that unimplemented methods. Now, what are the unimplemented methods we have? You see it. So these are the unimplemented methods we have. See, now same concept of interfaces, we have it, right? But in terms, abstraction is different and interfaces are different. But the way it implemented, both are same. So now here, what I'll be trying to do, Control D, Control D, Control D. So now here I'll be printing the SYSO. Okay. So here I'll be saying that I'm mentioning it. That's it, right? Same way, I need to implement for this. I need to implement for this. Now here I'll be giving this one. I'm giving this one. So this is how I have been implemented. Now I have Samsung own methods, right? So now Samsung methods own functions, right? So Samsung underscore feature one, feature one, right? Now feature two. Now mention this one. So here I can have done, right? What I did, simple. So now these are two methods from Samsung, own methods. These are, what are these?
Mobile phone.
Extended
Mobile
method.
phone methods.
Inherited methods. So we have been already discussed this particular pointer yesterday also. Inherited. So now these are inherited from this particular mobile phone, right? These are called as inherited methods, right? And these are own methods. These are own methods. Now, if I created an, okay, I need to create the main method, right? In the main method, I wanted to create the object. Means I need to execute them all, right? I wanted to create an object reference for this. Okay, I created this. Now with this particular object, okay, I wanted to create means, okay, now with this, how many methods I can access? See how many methods are there in the Samsung?
Two methods, sir.
Method.
And then three inherited, and then we have to check mobile phone.
Okay, so now you tell me how many inherited methods are there?
3, sir.
1, 2,
3.
3.
3, sir.
So now, if I asked you how many methods are in the Samsung class now, how many methods now?
5 methods.
5 methods, sir.
5 plus 2, sir.
It will have more. We have to go back and check now, sir. In mobile phone.
We have 5 methods, sir. 3 methods from the mobile phone and 2 methods from the Samsung. And
Any
all the
other
5
answer?
methods are
And whatever implemented in abstract class methods also.
It will
Can
have
we go?
its own methods. How many own methods are there?
2, sir.
2, sir.
2, sir.
2 methods are there. And how many inherited implemented methods? Inherited
3, sir.
3.
implemented methods. How many?
3 methods.
3, sir.
Now, how many inherited methods are there?
I think 2, sir.
You have 3.
We have
3.
3. Yeah, 3, sir.
Now, how many overall? How many methods it can create? And we can access from this.
8.
8, sir.
8 is the right answer. 8 is the right answer. See, always in the inheritance, you shouldn't forget the basics. Now, these are inherited implemented methods. And those are inherited methods because it's a parent class. Once again, parent child, we forgot, right? My grandfather have 5 acres, my father have 3 acres, and I have 5 acres. Now, 5 plus 3 plus 5. So 10, 13 acres I have it. So now that is what I told you, right? So this is what you need to take it. So there are 8 methods it can access for this. So now if I created the object for this one, now I can call all the 8 methods. Now you can see that particular 8 methods. So now you can have this one. So now here you can see that. So backflash, we got it, camera. Now we can get that. What else? Foldable. Shouldn't do in this way. So let me do this. This would be easiest for me to do it. You shouldn't do this. Always you need to get selected from the drop down itself. Just for the faster means you need to select the dot and then search for that particular thing. So just I'm doing this one as this is a little bit faster. I'm trying to try for that. Okay, so now front flash we have, inbuilt we have, foldable we have. Now Samsung feature 1, I wanted to have it. Okay, and same thing, feature 2, I wanted. Then
WhatsApp. Sir.
WhatsApp.
that's the only missing thing, right? We got it right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 8.
Another one. Yeah, yes.
8 methods, right? 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8. Now, once I got this, you execute this one and then see. You got it? So now these all are implemented from the Samsung. These 3 methods are implemented from the mobile phone. That's it, right? So these 3 methods are coming from the mobile phone as it is an inherited methods. And these 3 are implemented, means inherited implemented methods. These are Samsung own methods. So this is how the abstraction can be achieved. Now, if I wanted to do the same thing with the another, the same thing with the other thing. Now, for example, now go on mute. If I'm going for the other one, so now I'll be doing it with Vivo. Okay. So now Vivo, I created this particular class. Now I'll take the everything accurate implementations. Vivo. Okay, I have been given this. Now here I need to extends mobile phone. When I created system by error message, I'm missing places. Got it. Now if I executed this, what it will
You
run?
can change the name to Vivo.
Samsung, yes. So that's it. So this is how, now for example, my implementation for Vivo is different. My implementation for the Samsung, it is different from the abstract classes. So now we have been seen previously the interface implementations. Now this is abstract class implementations, abstract class methods implementation. This is how we'll be trying to do on this. So now what I have did, I created one particular abstract class. So you can see it, right? When it is an abstract, you'll get it as A. You see here, A. Are you able to see this? If it is interface, what you'll get it? I. So normal Java class is normal Java. So now this is an abstract class. We created one particular class like this, and we created the Samsung, we created the Vivo. And my implementations for Samsung, this is how I implemented. For Vivo, I implemented in this way. Now what I'll try to do is, the last but not least, one runner class. See, I know that I'm going a little bit faster here, and it means considering that you have already know this all. So that's the reason. See, now this is the same implementation. You remember, right? See, the first implementation, what we have done here is, in the abstraction, one abstract class and one class. So now rather than this one, I'll be saying that as a child class, because in the child class only we have extended that, right? And implemented. Now what we have done, one abstract class implemented in multiple classes. This is what we have done, right? Multiple childs. So now one abstract class into, it is extended because it can be extended, right? It can be extended into Samsung, Vivo. This is what we have been done, right? Team clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
now what I'll try to do is, I'll try to create the runner class file. Now, what are the classes I have? Samsung. Right? Okay. OBJ. Okay. So now I'll take Vivo also to this runner file. Okay. Now with this object, how many methods I can call? And with this object, how many methods I can call?
8 methods.
8, sir. For
8.
Now with this,
8 methods.
8.
8.
is it 8?
All the Vivo methods and all the abstract class methods.
Yes, sir, it's 8 only.
It is 8 only, right? What is the difference between this and this? Both are same, right? Now, with this particular object, so I'm calling this one, whatever the methods you wanted, so which we have been implemented in this Samsung, I'll take all these particular methods, come to runner file. See, this is the same, but calling it from the another class. So now if you go to the Vivo, same thing here. Whatever I did, I'm doing it from the other class. I need to change the object name. Rather than changing all the places, I'll change yours. That's it. You got it? So these all from the Samsung. These all from the Vivo. Got it? So this is from the Vivo and this is from the Samsung. That's it. This is what the abstraction. See, abstraction, the concept of abstraction, it is pretty simple. Hiding the data from the end users, which it is not really relevant to them, and showcasing only which are relevant to them. And where we use this particular abstraction is when we are developing something which it is not now, it may come in the future. At that time, at that point of time, it may come, but not now. So that is what this particular abstraction implementation. See, now why we will be not using this in our testing, we will not have like that. We will use everything. See, when you're creating the framework, at that point of time, you'll be using it. I'm telling you that if you're strong in these particular concepts, you can easily create a framework. But what it makes you is always it confuses you. How you can have the clarity is by just by practice. That's it. No other alternative to escape from it. So overall, what I wanted to see it is, so tomorrow I wanted to see these particular implementations from you. One abstract class with one class extending and implementing this, one abstract class implementing for the multiple classes, and we'll be having a runner file, one abstract class, and multiple class files. The same thing, you remember, right? For the interfaces we have been done. Same thing only we are doing it for this thing also. Just to know the concept of abstraction, but how are we really implementing in our day-to-day life for this one? Absolutely not. But still, you need, this would be for your interview purpose. Basically, the people wanted to confuse you with the abstract class interface. If the interviewer is very typical, he wanted to play with this. See, first of all, if means the interviewer wanted to make difficult for you, or he wanted to take a toss on you, means first he tries to identify which concept you are weak. Then he will ask you the questions on that only. So if you're able to answer them, so then you are not giving the chance to him to intrude into yourself. So that is how we need to handle the interviews. Okay, fine. So this is what the implementations which I wanted to see it for tomorrow from you all. And actually speaking, I don't wanted to implement these all and then show it to you. Just I wanted to give you the definition of this and wanted to go for this implementation, because the next it comes the getters and setters and the implementation of that, which it comes to the encapsulation. These are all the concepts where the development team will be using it more. But for us, definitely we should know the basics. So that basic only we have been gone through. There are much more matured concepts into this particular abstraction, but you see it that those things we didn't go for that. We don't go for that particular implementations and all. Okay, so better we can learn till here and then we can start the abstraction. Same encapsulation also, I'll try not to go for the implementation because you need to know the getter, setter, and these things where we need to use, how we need to use. That will mess your life. And even now that is more not important for us. So that's the reason I'll not get into the details. I'll just give the definition and we'll move on to the collections. But tomorrow I wanted to see this complete implementation of abstraction as it is more relevant to our interfaces so that it is easy for you to do that. Okay, that's it from me for today. So let me catch up tomorrow.